Well, thank you. I better quit while I'm ahead on that one, but thank you so much, everyone. Hello and congratulations to the class of 2016. What a remarkable milestone in our lives this is. I can't believe our time is finally here. Like you, there are a lot of emotions going through my head right now. Anxiety, excitement, joy, and a little bittersweet because of all the fond memories I have had during my time at Penn State Lehigh Valley. This campus has had such a massive impact on my life and who I have become. Today, I would like to share with you what our alma mater means to me and some life lessons that I have learned as a result of my time here. Beginning with my prestigious private school education, I was a bullied child. It started when I was 7 years old, but really began impacting me when I was 9. Depression and anxiety set in. At one point in middle school, I contemplated suicide. If it weren't for Bruce, I may very well not be here speaking today. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about Bruce in a minute. I was an outcast because I didn't conform to the standard in the eyes of both my peers and teachers. I was made fun of. My artwork ripped from the walls of the school hallways and left shredded on the ground. My face scribbled out in yearbooks with nasty comments written next to my defamed picture, the girl who everyone loved to hate. Because I was so emotionally drained and more worried about fitting in at school than studying, I couldn't concentrate on my schoolwork no matter how hard I tried. I was labeled low potential by teachers and placed in remedial classes. I believed every word the bullies were saying. I did have one love in life, though, and that was Bruce. Bruce is my horse. I wish he could be here today, but unfortunately, I couldn't manage to get him a ticket. I have been riding and showing horses since I was 4 years old, but when I was 13, a very special horse came into my life at the right time. I thought I was just getting a new show horse. He was all that, but came with a lot of baggage. Turns out, Bruce was abused and was scared of everyone except me. We immediately bonded. I remember escaping to the barn every day after school to brush Bruce and sit in his stall on his hay pile and cry where no one could see me. We would go off on long trail rides together. Bruce helped me to live in the moment. He listened to me, and I listened to him. He never judged or made fun of me. He was the shoulder I needed to cry on, and I was the little girl he needed to love him. We showed each other that not everything in this world was cruel, so long as we had each other. At the time, he was my only friend. I left traditional school in 9th grade and attended online school through 12th grade. I taught myself, all while traveling around the country competing with some of the top-ranked horses in the world. I earned a few national and world championship titles and graduated high school with honors. I proved my private school teachers wrong. I was far from what they thought I was, or wasn't for that matter. After high school, I did the unthinkable and took some time off from school, moved to Maryland with my 2 horses, and then to New Jersey, interning for top trainers. I thought my life's calling was training horses, but when I was crushed by a horse in 2012 and previously injured in a jumping accident with Bruce years prior, my life took a different path. We all think that we're invincible, but these accidents proved to me that I was not. Unable to walk or ride for years without pain, I reached a whole new level of depression. My life dream of becoming a top horse trainer was demolished. That rug I had worked so hard to weave ever since I was a little girl was ripped out from under me and burned before my very eyes. Who was I? What was my life calling? I needed to find that. So, it was time to go to college. I figured that if I couldn't carry out my training dreams, the least I could do would be the best student that I could be and continue to prove my early educators wrong. Perfection in my classes and giving college my best shot was my new Bruce in life. I wanted to know what it felt like to be proud of myself. Maybe then I could have a chance of feeling whole. What a flash my time at Penn State has been. I remember orientation like it was yesterday, and before I get too far, I have to say I would give my right arm right about now to hear a warm "Hi, honey" from Sylvia and to eat an egg and cheese bagel and a chocolate muffin from the Lion's Den Cafe. I believe that my years at Penn State made me into the person I am today. I remember sitting in the guidance counselor's office for hours on end, completely stressed out of my mind because I was lost and falling into depression again. Thank you, Tammy, wherever you are. You are a very patient woman. They say college is all about finding yourself, and I have to admit, they were right. Some days I remember thinking to myself as I'm writing a paper or making a presentation, why the heck am I even doing this? What possible purpose could this serve me in the real world? And I don't know about the rest of you, but how about this one for my fellow business students? If I heard about goals being smart in one more class year after year, I was going to rip my hair out. Turns out, smart goals are what I live by. I have had so many amazing experiences and opportunities at Penn State that have allowed me to grow. Some of my fondest memories and proudest moments in life have been made possible because of this college. As I look out into the audience, I realize that there are so many of you here today who have had more of an impact on my life than you know. To my family, especially my mom and dad, newfound friends, and ever-supportive professors and staff, thank you. I would like to share with you 5 life lessons that I've learned during my years at Penn State Lehigh Valley that go beyond microeconomics, the quotient rule for derivatives, and the specifics of the Battle of the Bulge. Number 1, and most importantly, self-love. You cannot expect to look to others for happiness. You have to find it within yourself for it to be genuine, or else the Band-Aid of others' approval will eventually fall off, and you'll be left with the same wound. In a world driven by social media and how many likes one gets on their photo equates to their self-worth, this is especially important. Second, find your passion in life. Don't be afraid to take risks. What is it that makes you come alive? Makes you so happy you want to cry? Keep looking until you find that passion. That is your purpose. Because I believe without passion, you never truly live. During my senior year of college, I still felt an emptiness. There were still feelings of uncertainty and lingering self-doubt and depression. Then I discovered my passion. And I know it may not look like this right now under this gown, but that passion is competitive bodybuilding. Bodybuilding is more than just becoming physically fit. It's about improving one's mind, and for me, it greatly improved my mood and confidence. The obstacles I have overcome to compete at a national level have helped me gain the confidence to conquer anything. Bodybuilding became my new outlet. Again, I found a new Bruce. I must say, after being on stage a couple times, interviews are a piece of cake now, and public speaking, well, I hope you will all agree that I've come a long way. Third, I have realized that both positivity and negativity are so infectious. When you think negative thoughts such as, I'll never get that job, or I could never do that, you're setting yourself up for failure. If you think positive thoughts, you'll put yourself in a positive attitude and increase chances of success. You predetermine your outcome through your outlook. If you want something in life, work at it every day. Nothing happens overnight. Remember, if it were easy, everyone would do it. I remember the first time I entered a bodybuilding competition. Not having any money for a fancy suit, I bought a plain one and glued 1,500 crystals on it with a toothpick and a pair of tweezers. That took several months. I ended up winning the overall title in the novice division. Those lost nights, strained eyes, and blistered fingers were all worth it. Hard work is the key to success. Winning my first competition took me back to my first competitive equestrian show with Bruce when I was 13 years old, and we won the championship. We were the underdogs, going up against a world champion horse. But we proved that with hard work, determination, and belief in a dream, even long shots can prevail. Do not allow negative people or thoughts to keep you from your dreams. And I know this may sound cliche, but you can do anything you put your mind to. Coming from a competitive bodybuilder who went from a daily fast food junkie to a national competitor in just 4 months, you have to believe me on this one. I remember countless instances of me doubting myself. I couldn't envision the outcome, so I told myself not to try and stayed in a state of self-pity. Now I don't allow negative thoughts to enter my mind. Remember, you can achieve if you believe. Fourth, who you were in the past does not dictate who you are or who you will become. Take me for an example. It took me up till I was 24 years old to embrace myself. I used to break down at any given moment, feeling as if the world was collapsing all around me. But now I feel on top of the world. It took me what seemed like forever to understand that I didn't have to live in misery. You have the power to improve your life. One small crack does not mean you are broken. It means you were put to the test and you didn't fall apart. Ask yourself, who do you want to be? What do you want out of this life? Chase that dream. Lastly, on your life journey, never compare yourself to others. We all have different stories. You don't know what others have been through. We all have mountains to climb on the road to self-improvement. Best the person who you were yesterday. You are in competition with yourself. So as long as you're continuously striving for improvement, you're making progress. Before you know it, you will have reached the top of the mountain because you were so busy improving yourself to think about what anyone else was doing. So don't compare. So, as you continue on to the next chapter of your life, remember, love yourself, find your passion, stay positive. Your past does not dictate your future, and never compare yourself to others. No one knows what the future holds, but I know I am. No, we are stronger because of our experiences at Penn State Lehigh Valley. On behalf of the class of 2016, I want to thank our families, friends, and all of Penn State Lehigh Valley for molding us into the individuals we are today. All right, everyone, you know the drill. We are Penn State. We are Penn State. We are Penn State. Thank you. I am Penn State. Congratulations, class of 2016. Best of luck to you on your life journey.